Every year, more than 7.3 million pounds of crocodile meat and 4 billion goose feathers are harvested to create premium and cozy clothing. What's more, over 2.1 million mink provide their soft fur for the world's luxury fashion brands. These processes not only generate massive economic value, but they also require exceptional skills from farmers. In today's video, we'll uncover the fascinating secrets behind these incredible products. We're at a crocodile meat processing factory in China. Here, over 2,000 pounds of crocodile meat are harvested electrically and processed daily. That's more meat than the weight of 10 small pickup trucks. What's fascinating is that not just the meat, but also crocodile skins from this facility are exported worldwide, becoming raw materials for high-end fashion products. When crocodiles reach a weight of 157 to 218 pounds, they're ready for harvest. At this point, both the meat quality and skin value are at their peak. To bring each crocodile to the factory, farmers must conduct regular health checks and carefully assess the conditions of their skins. Inside the factory, the slaughtering process is carried out with precision. Workers start by separating the meat into specific cuts. The crocodile tail, often called the best part, is priced at around $30 a pound, double the cost of tenderloin beef. Meanwhile, the back and legs, which are more common, are typically sold for $12.40 a pound, mostly to local markets. After the meat is processed, the work on the crocodile skins begins immediately. Each skin is cleaned and inspected by hand to remove any imperfections. The skins are then sent to the next process, the tanning stage, where workers meticulously treat them in order to ensure top quality. Each crocodile skin is priced between $343 and $479, with larger flawless pieces exceeding $600. When these skins reach fashion designers, they transform into luxury products like handbags, which can sell for up to $15,000. But where does this journey really begin? It all starts with crocodile eggs, usually collected during the breeding season from May till August. Each small egg weighing around 0.3 pounds can be worth up to $20 a piece. After collection, the eggs are placed in incubators where temperature and humidity are carefully controlled at around 88.9 to 91.3 Fa and with humidity in the 82.5 to 89.7% range. This ensures a hatch rate of over 89%. Around 70 to 74 days later, baby crocodiles weighing just 48 of a pound begin their lives. For the first few months, they're carefully raised in controlled areas with optimal water temperatures and lighting. Later, as they grow larger, they're moved to bigger ponds that simulate semi-natural environments. Their diet is diverse, consisting of fresh fish, chicken, and protein-rich byproducts. Each crocodile consumes an average of 3.5 to 5.1 pounds of food daily. The farming process takes 29 to 35 months, enough time for crocodiles to reach commercial size and deliver high economic value. Remarkably, this entire process not only produces premium products, but also helps to reduce the pressure on wild crocodile populations, balancing out the ecosystem. Let's say goodbye to the wild crocodile farms and step into a calmer world. Flocks of geese roaming across green fields. Did you know that each goose can produce over 1.2 pounds of feathers annually, often called white gold in the fashion industry. But before we dive into the feather trade, let's uncover how these farms harvest goose meat, a delicacy beloved globally. To produce the finest goose meat, geese are typically harvested after 16 to 20 weeks of rearing. By then, they have reached an ideal weight of 8.3 to 11.66 pounds. In countries like Hungary and France, the slaughtering process is carried out meticulously to ensure the highest meat quality and meet strict international standards. Each goose is carefully butchered and the meat is sorted into premium cuts. Goose breast, often called the star of dishes like pho, is priced between $18.44 and $22.60 per pound at high-end restaurants. Meanwhile, legs and wings, more common cuts, are sold for around $12.70 a pound. In local markets in France, geese are often raised under specialized conditions for foie gras production, a product with an economic value far exceeding that of regular meat. But meat isn't everything. Feathers are the real white gold of this industry. Mature goose can yield around 5.4 ounces of feathers per harvest, with 3.4 harvest annually, amounting to an average of 1.2 lb of feathers per goose per year. The best time to collect feathers is in spring or early summer when they're at their softest and most durable. Among all types of feathers, breast down makes up less than 15% of the total harvest, but is the most valuable. This is used in luxury coats, premium comforters, or sleeping bags. Music. Prices for this type range from between $65 to $85 a pound, nearly double that of regular feathers. Hungary and China dominate the global market, supplying over 80% of premium goose feathers sold in Europe. So, what makes goose meat and feathers stand out in terms of quality? The answer lies in their rearing conditions. Each goose is raised in a spacious environment, averaging 8.7 square feet per bird. They are also fed a natural diet of grains and fresh grass. Geese consume around 0.66 lbs of food per day, which ensures flavorful meat and evenly developed feathers. The cost of raising a goose ranges from 11.3 to 14.5 per bird, but the returns are often 2.5 to 3 times higher thanks to the combined value of both meat and feathers. Let's move on from the green pastures of geese to a smaller yet equally valuable animal, the mink. Every year, over 2.1 million mink are raised on specialized farms across Europe, North America, and China. Mink fur is considered one of the most luxurious materials in the fashion world. The harvesting process begins in late fall or early winter when the mink's coat is at its thickest and softest, thanks to its natural preparation for cold weather. A mature mink can produce around 1.4 to 1.8 square feet of fern, depending on its size and coat quality. At mink farms in Scandinavia, which account for over 60% of the world's mink fur production, millions of mink are raised and harvested each year to supply the luxury market. Immediately after harvesting, the fur is cleaned and sorted by color, smoothness, and density. Flawless mink pelts can sell for $90 to $120 per piece, while smaller or slightly flawed pelts are sold at lower prices. High-end mink products such as coats or shawls can reach prices of up to $50,000 per item on the international market. While fur is the primary product, mink Meat also has high economic value, especially in Northern Europe and Asian markets. Mink are typically raised for 6 to 8 months, reaching an average weight of 3.2 to 4.7 pounds before being harvested. The slaughter process is quick to ensure fresh meat that meets food safety standards. Mink meat, rich in protein and low in fat, is often turned into local delicacies. Prices for mink meat range from $8 to $12 per pound depending on the cut and market. The thighs and back are the most sought after and are often served in traditional restaurants. What sets mink fur and meat apart is the careful attention given during their rearing process. Mink are raised in climate-controlled environments, maintaining an ideal temperature between 50 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit to ensure thick, shiny fur. Each mink is housed individually in a cage covering around 3.5 square feet to provide sufficient space for movement. Their diet includes a special mix of fish, meat, and grains, ensuring rapid growth and maintaining their silky coat. On average, a mink consumes around 0.7 pounds of food per day, with a cost of raising each mink ranging from $20.5 to $28.7. However, the value generated by each mink can be 4.5 times the price, thanks to their premium quality of their fur and meat. From the wild crocodile farms and geese grazing peacefully in open fields, to the mix with their silky fur, all of these highlight the meticulous care and ingenuity of agriculture. These seemingly ordinary products carry immense economic value, contributing to both global cuisine and high-end fashion. This demonstrates that with the skillful hands of farmers, anything can be transformed into something extraordinary. In New Zealand, annual venison production exceeds 45 million pounds, with more than 90% of it exported to Europe and North America. Compared to other meats, venison contains up to 50% less fat, making it an ideal choice for those pursuing a healthy diet. China leads the world in velvet antler production, supplying over 70% of the global demand. This is equivalent to more than 10 million pounds annually. These numbers are not just impressive. They highlight a promising and rapidly growing industry. But what makes venison such a unique choice? And how does the farming and processing of deer differ from other livestock industries? Let's uncover the answers right now. In the deer farming industry, selecting the right breed is considered the foundation that determines both meat quality and economic efficiency. Globally, 3 main breeds are widely farmed: red deer, white-tailed deer, and psycho deer. The red deer, a symbol of vast grasslands of Europe and New Zealand, stands out for its large size, high meat yield, and exceptional adaptability to harsh natural environments. A fully grown red deer in New Zealand can reach a weight of 330 lb, roughly the weight of a small grand piano. The white-tailed deer, predominantly raised in the U.S., is renowned for its strong reproductive performance and resilience to cold climates. White-tailed deer herds in Minnesota farms have a 95% survival rate through winter, more than double the normal rate. A single doe can produce an average of 2 to 3 fawns annually, contributing to rapid herd growth. Meanwhile, the CN deer, favored in Japan and China, is highly valued for its superior velvet antler quality. The velvet from this breed is not only finer and shinier, but also contains 20% more nutrients compared to red deer. velvet, making it a top choice in pharmaceutical industry. Caring for a herd of deer requires relentless effort and meticulous attention from farmers. In New Zealand, farmers spend at least 4 hours of each day inspecting and caring for the herds. Every morning, the farmers begin by inspecting the quality of fresh grass before cutting and transporting it from the fields to the enclosures. Grass-fed toed deer must be cut at an ideal length of 8 to 10 inches, short enough to be easily chewed while retaining essential nutrients for the deer's sensitive digestive system. A fully grown deer consumes an average of 9 to 11 pounds of fresh grass daily, roughly the weight of a standard bowling ball. In addition to fresh grass, farmers supplement the diet with dry hay, grains, and minerals like calcium and phosphorus to promote strong bones and healthy velvet antlers. Besides nutritionist feed, maintaining clean and secure enclosures also plays a crucial role in reducing veterinary costs, with potential savings of up to 20% when living conditions are properly managed. Each morning, farmers clean, manure, and disinfect the enclosures to maintain a sanitary environment. Weekly, farmers meticulously inspect fences, repairing or replacing damaged sections to protect deer from wildlife or environmental hazards. Space allocation is another critical factor in ensuring health and productivity. On Wisconsin farms in the U.S., each deer is allocated between 1,600 and 2,150 square feet of space, roughly the size of a small basketball court. However, in China, where land costs are far higher, this space often drops to around 1,300 square feet per deer, requiring farmers to optimize space management efficiently. So how can one ensure that antler velvet and venison achieve optimal quality when delivered to customers? The answer lies in the strict U.S. Department of Agriculture standards to ensure hygiene and humane harvesting. This is how deer processing looks in a processing plant in the U.S. First, the deer is skinned and torched to remove hair completely. Then, the deer carcasses are cut into different sellable parts. Fully grown deer can provide an average of 60 to 80 pounds of clean meat, enough to make 320 medium-sized burgers. Hides are the secondary product they get from this processing line. In New Zealand, one of the leading countries in deer farming, annual venison exports exceed 16.5 million, equivalent to the weight of 000 small pickup trucks. This accounts for 20% of the global market, cementing the country's position as a leader in venison production and processing. If venison harvesting focuses on maximizing productivity and yield, the velvet antler harvesting process demands a high level of professionalism. First, farmers use anesthesia to secure deer in a safe place without causing them too much stress. Then the velvet antlers are carefully removed using specialized tools. This ensures the animals experience no pain or damage to the developing tissue. Finally, the deer is returned to the farm to continue living. Immediately after removal, the velvet is transferred to cold storage to maintain its freshness. In New Zealand, velvet antlers are harvested and packaged within 2 hours of harvest, ensuring the highest quality for premium export markets. Velvet antlers are typically harvested in the spring, the ideal time, when they reach lengths of 10 to 12 in, about the same as a standard wine bottle. A mature deer can produce an average of 2 to 3 pounds of velvet antlers annually, generating an income of $400 to $600 on the international market. This amount is roughly equivalent to the weekly operating costs of a small farm, underscoring the exceptional economic value of this product. China leads the world in velvet antlerlet production, accounting for over 70% of global output, with the majority originating in large farms in Heilongjiang province. Each harvest yields thousands of pounds of velvet antlers, sufficient to supply manufacturers of pharmaceuticals and health supplements worldwide. Harvesting is only the first step. For deer antlers, factories often dry and then package them for export, mainly to China, Korea, and Japan. The global export value of velvet antlers now exceeds $1 billion annually, with China accounting for 70% of global production. For venison, they are flash frozen at -40 degrees Fahrenheit to preserve their freshness, ensuring the meat maintains its quality for up to 12 months. In Canada, a modern processing facility can handle over 5,000 deer annually, providing enough meat to produce 16 million burgers. Its deep freezing technology guarantees products meet export standards to over 50 countries, with the largest markets being Europe and North America. Why is venison so highly regarded? Compared to beef, venison contains up to 50% less fat and offers superior protein levels, making it an ideal choice for those pursuing a healthy lifestyle. A 3.5-ounce serving of venison provides approximately 26 g of protein, while containing only 2 g of fat, significantly lower than chicken or pork. This combination of low fat and high protein makes venison a favorite amongst health-conscious consumers worldwide. Venison processing across the globe showcases a unique combination of tradition, innovation, and market-specific adaptations. In Europe, venison is deeply rooted in culinary traditions, often featured in French-style venison stew or German-style venison roast. In the United States, venison has become a staple in gourmet burgers, favored by clean-eating enthusiasts. Many fine dining restaurants have also embraced it in creative dishes like venison carpaccio, steak with red wine sauce, or even venison sushi. In New Zealand, venison takes on a festive role, with smoked venison emerging as a delicacy during celebrations. The country also leads in sustainability, with venison farms recycling byproducts like bones and hides into pet food and organic fertilizers, reducing waste significantly. In Asia, venison serves a dual purpose as both a culinary delicacy and a functional food. In China, it is often paired with medicinal herbs in slow-cooked soups believed to rejuvenate the body. In Vietnam, venison is transformed into signature dishes like hot pot and grilled skewers, particularly popular during festivals and family gatherings. In Canada, venison has found a niche in artisanal charcuterie, with products like venison salami and cured sausages gaining popularity. These delicacies are often paired with locally sourced wines and cheeses, creating a uniquely Canadian culinary experience. Whether focusing on artisanal methods, sustainability, or medicinal uses, each region's approach highlights venison's versatility and global appeal, turning this prize meat into a symbol of culinary and agricultural innovation.